Welcome back to the Convocation Center one final time this high school basketball season. I'm Ethan Sargent, that's Cade Williamson, and we have got another regional final for you. This time we go down a division to Division 5, Region 19, Minford versus Chesapeake. Two teams we've been familiar with all season long, and it always kind of felt like these two may cross paths come tournament time, and here we are in the Elite Eight. Really good stylistic matchup. We were discussing this after the ending of that River Valley game versus Maysville a little bit earlier on, where Maysville did get the victory and they move on to the Final Four, in case you missed that. But the thing that I look at for this game is the styles, right?
Yes.
The slashing and playmaking abilities of Miles Montgomery and the shot creation for Bennett Kaiser for Minford. Going up against Chesapeake, we've got a few different guys, really about four. Their whole starting lineup really has the ability to beat you, and that's what makes them a really interesting team to defend against.
I would agree with you there, Ethan. I really would. I think really the guards, though, lead the way for Chesapeake above everything else.
Yeah.
With Caden Perkins and obviously with Maddox Kazee. Perkins had a monstrous game on Friday night for Chesapeake. Tied the game high with Kazee with 22, or excuse me, team high with 22. Game high was 24 from Alex Reese from the Purple Riders in that basketball game. But they both had 22, did Kazee as well as Perkins. And the two of them really are going to be the X factors in this game. I think that obviously Chesapeake, they're more spread out team-wise. Minford, you've got the two main bucket getters.
Yep.
That's the best way to call them.
Yep.
And Kaiser and Montgomery overall. But it'll be interesting to see if anybody else steps up in this game for Minford. Are you going to see Curtis Glenn step up, who's gotten quality minutes off the bench? Glockner, who's been a guy that's got some honorable mention honors. Shoemaker, the big man on the inside.
He had a nice game.
He did.
He had a nice game in that last match.
Yes, he did. You know, it'll be interesting to see who they put on Shoemaker on the opposite way for Chesapeake. Maybe we'll see quality minutes from Philip Thacker because of the size of both Kaiser and Shoemaker on the inside. It's going to be very interesting to see what lineups both of these teams run. They really both go about 6 deep on their bench. Only use about the sixth man for both of them. For Minford, it's Glenn, and obviously for Chesapeake, it's Drew Plants. Those are the two guys that you'll see off the bench probably throughout this entire game, honestly, unless there's foul trouble in this game. But it's going to be straight up 5-on-5, our 5 best versus your 5 best.
Let's talk about
it's going to be.
Let's talk about those two for Minford. And I think the scariest thing about these two, right, is you can call them Batman and Robin, but either one can take up
Superman.
I was going to say
what it is.
either one can take the mantle on any given night, right? One can be Robin, one can be Batman. They've got no problem with playing off each other. It's what makes this such a hard team to defend against, is because when one of them gets going, the other just starts feeding them, and vice versa. And we saw Kaiser kind of take over early in that matchup on Thursday night. Montgomery also has the potential to just take a game over. We've said it all season long. Either one could give you 35, 40 on any given night. That's a terrifying proposition.
Yes, it is. And when the other isn't scoring 40, they're having 20 a game. I mean, the other night, you saw Kaiser drop 27. Montgomery, after a monstrous second half, 20 points to his credit. And it was a very quiet 20 points, which is crazy to say, but that's the truth. That's what both of these two can do from Minford, and they're trying to go all the way to the Final Four. Now, they have announced the state Final Fours. Earlier this morning, we got confirmation of where the state Final Fours would be. We just heard, obviously, I think it was around the tip-off of the first game was when they were actually announced. The winner of this game gets a very, very, very tough test. And taking on Lutheran East out at St. Clairsville at the Eco Center there for their state Final Four game, I believe next Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, of where that game will be played. It'll be an afternoon game. But that's a tough test. Lutheran East has been dominant in Division III before we went to the 7 division, so it's going to be tough. But, hey, Minford's been there before. They've been highly ranked. Only one loss to the schedule. Chesapeake, a solid squad this year.
Just the 4 combined losses between these two schools. Minford just 1, Chesapeake only 3. So really good matchup here on tap. We'll step aside as we're getting ready here for the starting lineups, and we'll have the opening tip when we come back. You're watching high school basketball on Total Media Sports.
A proud sponsor of Eastern Pike Local School Sports, Chase Brown Law, LLC is your trusted attorney in Waverly, Ohio. Whether it's real estate, closings, title searches, estate planning, probate, child custody, or divorce, we're here to help. Visit us at 112 West 3rd Street or call 740-947-2176. Chase Brown Law, your partner in navigating life's legal complexities.
Elite Eight returns to the Convocation Center one more time. We've got Minford in the red and white to our right, and then to our left, a lot of purple and white in the crowd for the Chesapeake. Chesapeake will be wearing their purple uniforms. Minford in their all-white kit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as great of a crowd as we had before, but still showing out our both
Lower
of
Bowl
these,
still very full.
Yeah,
Still
the
very
only
full.
really places that it's not full or just around the baskets, honestly, is where you don't see it being full right now. But hey, we're here. We got another regional championship game, and Ethan, I've now seen half of the Division V regional final games. Last night I took a trip up Route 33, went up to Ohio Dominican, watched Columbus Academy defeat
really good
Bishop Reedy. Yeah, one of two remaining undefeated teams in the state of Ohio. Them and Russia down in D7,
Yes.
Columbus Academy in D5, as both of these teams are. And that Columbus Academy team is good. Singleton, a guy who has three Division I offers. Singleton does from Columbus Academy. One from Nebraska, one from here, actually from the Ohio University Bobcats, and the other one is escaping my mind currently. I think it's another MAC school that has offered him, but it'll be interesting to see. Obviously they would. One of these teams would not
high
face
major
them.
offer.
Yeah,
Nebraska. That's, no messing around there.
Yeah.
As here we go.
Basketball
Basketball 30
30
in the Convocation Center, and as the legendary voice of the Bobcats, Lou Horvath, announces them, let's give you the starting lineups, and we'll start, as Lou will, with the Chesapeake Panthers.
Yeah, Chesapeake Panthers coming into today, obviously 22-3 overall, the 3 seed in the Southeast District. For the Panthers, it's the regular starting 5. First, you've got the senior guard, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, 00, Ethan Kearns. He is joined by junior guard, 5 feet 9 inches tall, wearing number 4, Caden Perkins. Now you've got the sophomore guard, standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, number 22, Maddox Kazee. The 2 forwards on the inside in the front court for the Panthers. You got the junior forward, number 24, standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, Philip Thacker, and then Carson Frecka, the junior forward, 6 feet 5 inches tall, wearing 33. As mentioned, 23-3. They're head coached by Stephen Ader, representing the OVC are the Panthers of Chesapeake. And the Southeast District, as mentioned, they'll be in their purple away uniforms with the black highlights, black numbers, and the white letters and white highlights on that. Now for the Minford Falcons, the home squad in their white uniforms with the red and gray highlights. You got to talk about them. First, the senior guard, number 10, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, Miles Montgomery. Another guard up there is sophomore forward, number 5, 5'10 inches tall, Ashton Reeder. You've also got senior guard number 3, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, Cade Galochner. 2 men on the inside for the front court for the Falcons. You have the senior forward, 6 feet 4 inches tall, number 34, Jackson Shoemaker. And then Bennett Kaiser anchors things down. The senior forward, standing 6 feet 6 inches tall, wearing number 41 is Kaiser. Falcons, the number 1 seed in the Southeast District, 24-1 overall. They're head coached by Josh Shoemaker in his 16th season, and they represent the SOC3. Little history between these two teams. Since 2011, Chesapeake leads the series 4-3. Minford's last victory came in January of 2017, 57-38 regular season game. Chesapeake's last win was in February of 2020, a 59-49 playoff victory. And the playoff series between these two tied at 2 apiece.
Well, we're going to break that tie today. We're ready for game number 2. Here, the Region 19 final. 2 teams who have been elite all season long. As we mentioned in the pregame, a combined 4 losses between these 2 schools over the course of the regular season. And of course, they have both made it this far to the Elite 8. And we're ready for basketball at the Convo. Kaiser wins the tip, Minford controls, and it's in the hands of number 10, which is going to be a common sight tonight, Miles Montgomery.
And Perkins is the man who's tasked with guarding him to start this game.
That's a flinging pass all the way over to the left corner.
And Kazee has the task
Face
of face guarding Kaiser.
That's an interesting strategy.
Matchup. Almost turned it over.
So we'll see how that changes things. And, of course, Frecka in the paint. Not going to make things easy for Montgomery to get to the bucket, but he could do this, step up and pull. No good, but the offensive rebound is secured and a foul. And that's what Chesapeake can't allow because Minford feasts on offensive rebounds.
Yes, they do. And they live around that cup, and you talked about it when we were previewing this game at the end of the first game. You talked about maybe anchoring Frecka down in the paint. That's exactly what Chesapeake's done so far, as the foul will go against Kearns.
And you're obviously seeing the strategy change from the Martins Ferry game. When you had a threat like Alex Reese in the front court, Frecka had to do a lot that game just in terms of countering that as the first free throw is missed out there. by Minford. That's Reeder who's at the line. It's going to be really interesting to see how that defensive strategy changes. Then, of course, the countermeasures. How does Minford adjust now that they've seen that set? As the second free throw goes down and the scoring is underway, Minford jumps out to a 1-point lead. Chesapeake will get the ball on offense here for the first time. And, of course, we'll look at this side as well. We'll see how Minford defends. And there's Montgomery, so handsy on defense. As Perkins got to get rid of it. He's got Kazee cutting. Now Kazee dumps it off to Frecka, who would probably rather have the basketball in and around the paint. There's a three from Kazee. Yep. And that is what Chesapeake need to do early and often, is drill those shots, which they did to a high level against Martins Ferry.
Already you see Frecka with the defense and hand in the face guarding Kaiser.
There's Montgomery with a rare three from him. No good. Rebound Frecka. Good start from the Panthers.
And we talked about the outside shooting from Minford. This year, they aren't really a team that shoots it often or well from the outside. That's not their style of basketball that they play.
It's not their strength. Montgomery did have an open look. It was an open shot, just didn't get it. As that one is thrown a little bit too far by Kearns. It'll be a turnover. Montgomery will control this one up the court. It's a 3-1 lead with 6:18 to go here in the first quarter. Kaiser controls now. They got the switch and then the double there. Kazee got it. And they're going to call a jump ball. And that goes the way of the Panthers. Heads up play there for Maddox Kazee. He's been great early.
Yes, he has. He's already guarded Kaiser very well. He hit that three, and now we make an adjustment here for Minford. They're going to have Kaiser on Kazee, so that'll be interesting to see how that will develop.
A little bit of length advantage there for Bennett Kaiser. But Kazee's so crafty. Ooh, almost lost it there, but is able to get it back.
Only a sophomore still. I can't believe that from Kazee.
Really? Wow,
yeah.
I didn't even think about that. He plays like a senior.
He does.
Like there's no fifth years in high school, but he plays like a graduate student at the NCAA level. He's just so intelligent with the basketball, and he's going to have a lot of good years. And so long as he's still around for Chesapeake, they're going to be a good basketball team. As Kearns gets it into Perkins. Again, mentioned him in the pregame. He had a great night after a rough night against Wheelersburg. He really bounced back impressively well. As Frecka will now pull up for the deuce. No good. Rebound by Kearns. Great job there by Ethan Kearns, and he gets fouled. The Panthers are up for it. That foul was against Glockner. And Kazee will inbound one foul apiece early in this game for both teams. And they'll go all the way back to the backcourt with Perkins. There's Montgomery, always playing so high, always a threat to snag a steal or two, or five. Kazee with another three, no good this time. Rebound by Montgomery. He can do this a lot, go coast to coast. This time he passes off. There's the Glockner three, no good. Rebound Frecka. Here comes Kazee. Spun him to the cup. Got it! Wow, Maddox Kazee, what a shot, and he's barking and letting Kaiser know about it.
Says you can't guard me.
Good swing. Here's another three for Glockner. No good again.
Not their game. Chesapeake's had a great system so far. Now they've got numbers the opposite way.
Frecka flings it to Perkins. Here's a three from Thacker. That was deflected by Shoemaker. Nice block there. And Minford, still no field goals yet in this game. And that's a foul. And it wouldn't have counted even if it went. It's on the floor.
It's on Kearns, I think, and that would be his second already. Yes, it is. So now we're going to see Plants check in.
You really don't want to get in foul trouble against this team, Minford. Obviously, we know how elite a free throw shooter Miles Montgomery is. He just doesn't miss from the free throw line. Hit 5. Remember that? Back on Thursday night. Just a crazy sequence there. But that's what Bennett Kaiser can do. Just elite in the mid-range. And he finds that one there to get Minford's first field goal of the game and make it a 5-3 game.
They're going to need him to play very, very, very well this evening. I think Kaiser's really the success point for Minford in this basketball game today.
Perkins cuts inside Montgomery. Kazee back on it, driving inside, getting not fouled, and he wanted one. Here goes defense. Minford back the other way. 3-on-1. Montgomery is fouled by Thacker. Always with those tough takes. such a physically imposing player. Even though he's not the tallest guy on the court, he just soars around the field and the way things go. Such a difficult guy to stop when he's flying downhill without fouling him.
We're already going to see both teams go 6 deep. We talked about it in the pregame. I'm kind of surprised. Obviously, Chesapeake had to with the 2 fouls on Kearns, but Minford electing to get Glenn in the game and give Reeder a rest on the bench.
Yeah, Reeder missed a couple Glockner missed a couple of threes. Reeder does have a point from the free throw line. Here's Montgomery to tie things up at 5 apiece, and he does. Thacker fell over there, not sure what happened. And now Chesapeake will get things going. Early, it's kind of a feeling out phase. Both teams haven't been fantastic from the field. Perkins lost the basketball, but he was fouled by Kaiser.
Too much contact. Minford faithful don't like it, but I agree with the call there. A little too much contact with the elbows.
Yeah, both of these teams have won their 4 playoff games before this. Both teams were comfortable victors in their regional semifinal matchups back on Thursday night. Of course, Chesapeake over Martins Ferry, and then Minford over Garaway. Both teams won by over 15 points. Minford even had a running clock. As this one doesn't feel like one that's going to have a running clock. Kazee, nice move to get away from Reeder's pressure. Now he tells Frecka to get out of there. And he's got Shoemaker, and you expect a drive here. Instead, he passes it off.
He was trying to get a mismatch on the inside with Frecka against Reeder.
Reeder's doing a good job right now of just staying physical. Now they get the switch. Montgomery is inside now. Perkins will cut to the hoop inside, try to get it to Frecka, no good. On that pass, Lane denied. And Minford will try to take their second lead of the game here on this possession. Montgomery cutting inside. Nice pass, Shoemaker. Inside and foul by Thacker. That's his second. So a couple of early Panthers with some issues. And we're going to see John Cooper Barker come into the game.
Tough fouls so far for Chesapeake. Like you said, very aggressive defensively so far for both these teams. But unlike that first game when we see a lot of fouls earlier on, it's not being spread out. It's 2 guys that control all 4 fouls for Chesapeake.
Wide open is Glenn. Here's a 3. No good short. Rebound Kaiser. Kaiser dumps it off. Glenn gets the roll. Minford back on top, 7-5. 6-0 run here from the Falcons. Kazee driving inside, jumping in, gets it to now John Cooper Barker on the outside, and now it's back to Perkins. Good defense these last couple possessions from the Falcons. Perkins spinning outside, tried to find the cutting Kazee, instead pass it off to Plants, who's in the game. Here's Perkins. Perkins will put one up. Nice finish and the foul. Beautiful from Cade Perkins, cutting to the basket, and he'll have a chance for a bonus.
That's just a tough take right there from Perkins. Drew the contact easy, put it off the glass, changed his shot. That's what you ask for as a coach. You say, this is how we get contact and go to the line for and one opportunities.
Perkins has an opportunity for the bonus, which he takes. And Chesapeake back on top, 8-7. And these have been 2 of the best teams in the area really throughout the whole season.
The only other one that was there in D5 really to talk about was Fairland.
Yeah, who were upset by Wheelersburg in the district semifinal round. Here's another 3 for Minford, no good. It was Reeder, but he got his own rebound off the front of the rim. Now Kaiser gets it, being defended by Kazee. Kaiser with a nice kick into the corner for Glenn. Good ball movement. Shoemaker for 3, no good short. Rebound by Glenn again.
They wanted to push
now
off.
Kaiser with a deep 3. Yup, way too many opportunities there allowed by the Panthers, and Minford eventually were able to take claim.
Yeah, the Chesapeake faithful wanted to push off there on the rebound from Glenn. The second opportunity.
He's got to get rid of this.
Turn it
and
over.
He turns it over. That was a nicely laid trap there by Minford. Kaiser is fouled. It was a shooting foul, but they're shooting free throws the rest of the way here. That one's going to go against Kazee.
Yeah, you need to be aware of this situation here for Chesapeake. I understand that that's going to be Minford's goal today, is to try to get inside and draw those fouls and get to the line, especially with Montgomery and Montgomery and Kaiser. They're able to go and convert. Just as I was about to say it, missed first free throw there from Kaiser.
Kaiser not quite as good a free throw shooter as Montgomery. Is still a good free throw shooter overall. But Montgomery just doesn't miss. Every time he goes, it's every single one goes down, and usually they don't even touch the cup. It's just straight down. Kaiser's second free throw is good. It's a 3-point lead for the Falcons, 11-8. And this full court pressure is causing a little bit of issues over these last couple of possessions, and now Plants has to get rid of it, and he does to Perkins, and they get it over the stripe. Now here's another trap for Minford. There's Frecka. He's all alone now at the free throw line. Now Plants has got a wide open look for three. No good. Rebounded by Glockner. Here goes Kaiser. Straight the other way. Stepping inside. Easy two. Crowd on its feet. Minford's largest lead so far. And Chesapeake need a response here offensively. That defensive pressure is so tenacious, as that's going to be a foul. And is it going to be a shooting foul?
Yes.
I think it is.
I think it's going to go against Montgomery.
So Perkins does a good job there of getting to the cup.
No, Shoemaker with the foul.
Yeah, that'll be his first. So, well, I mean, there's only 25 seconds left, but a lot of fouls early in this game. 9 fouls already combined. As now both teams will be shooting free throws for the last 20 or so seconds of this quarter. If there are fouls, so you really don't want to have any late fouls here on this final possession potentially for Chesapeake. You really don't want to give Minford a bonus opportunity at the line. And Perkins did make that first free throw. Second one here incoming. And he gets them both. Perfect from the line so far is Caden Perkins. He's got 3 of 3. Had that and one a couple of possessions ago. Lead is down to 3. 13-10. Minford will likely hold here for a final shot. 17 seconds in what's been a good first quarter. Good battle brewing here at the Convocation Center. Regional crown on the line and a spot in the Final Four. Kaiser picks it up, 7 seconds. He'll put up a 3. Got it! That's such a tough shot, and he drills it. Will they get a shot off? I'm not sure if they got it off in time. And Bennett Kaiser sets the tone with a beautiful 3-point bucket. A long one, too. And Minford, not their best first quarter. It doesn't matter. They're still up by 6 as we head to the second. You're watching high school basketball on Total Media Sports.
Discover the ultimate destination for custom apparel at Elizabeth's Custom Tees. Specializing in direct-to-film printed apparel and top-notch embroidery, we bring your designs to life with crisp vibrancy. From sports team to businesses, we got you covered. Our embroidery services offer a classic, high-quality finish. Whether it's clothing or accessories, we customize it all. Serving Beaver, Ohio, and beyond, contact Philip or Kristen Babs at 357-6531 or 395-4905. Visit us on Facebook or email elizabethstees@gmail.com. Elevate your style with Elizabeth's Custom Tees today.
Well, Minford with a perfect end to the quarter there. Bennett Kaiser, who's got 11 points to start things off. 11 of 16 right now. And like we said, every night it could be a different guy putting on that Batman suit for the Falcons. And right now, it is Bennett Kaiser. As Montgomery's been relatively quiet by his standards, just 2 points. But again, he can spring to life at any time. Here is Kaiser, who just hit that beautiful long 3. He's got a couple of 3s already. Now he pulls up for the mid-range. No good. Got his own rebound. Puts it up and in. Lead is up to 8 for the Falcons.
Yeah, Chesapeake's had trouble just guarding him at any sense of this basketball game. He's been all over the floor offensively.
Kearns and Thacker back in the game. There's a 3 from Kearns. Got it when they needed it. Chesapeake wants a timeout, and they didn't give it to him. Coach Ader just motioned for it multiple times, and they didn't give it to him. I mean, I guess you can't.
I mean, if Minford goes quick, you can't call the timeout there after the made bucket because you don't have possession of the basketball. You can, but obviously if they go slow, then you'll get that timeout.
Yeah. So Kaiser gets it back. It's a 5-point lead now. Kaiser spinning inside. Glenn tried to dump it off, got it himself.
They wanted to walk there.
Yeah, it was close, very close. Now there's the pass inside. Frecka's able to steal it away, but then Montgomery steals it right back, pulls up in the mid-range, doesn't get it, and he gets his own rebound. Chesapeake wanted multiple fouls in that sequence, didn't get any of them. Now Reeder spins inside, and they get a foul on, no, offensive.
Yep.
That's a big call.
That's the right call. He hooked his arm around, tried to get behind the man, put his arm way too high. Anytime you do any type of motion like that, that's going to be a foul.
And that would have been huge because if it were on Thacker, that would have been his third, and he probably would have had to sit for a large portion of this second.
I would have expected him to be out for the remaining 6 minutes and 40 seconds if he would have picked up that foul. That's the other problem right now for Chesapeake is they have too many of their starters in foul trouble.
Yeah, Reeder checks out of the game after that. They get it into Perkins. The full court pressure again being exhibited by the Falcons, and now they back off just a little bit. And then they get a foul. It's kind of silly by Glenn. No real need to dive in there. And he picks up his second foul.
So now we see Minford into some foul trouble. They've already picked up 2 quick here and not even a minute and a half into the second quarter. So
yeah, that's something to watch. They've only got 2 more left to give her. Chesapeake shooting free throws for the rest of the half. Here's Perkins, gets it to Kearns, who hit that big 3. You got Chesapeake back within touching distance. Nice dish into the corner. Thacker passes it up, drives inside, doesn't get the roll. Rebound still bouncing around. Kearns has got it and gets it to Kazee. And the Chesapeake Panthers will reset. Breathless moments there.
Thacker hit the floor trying to get a rebound. Kearns hit the floor at one point.
Look how wide open the paint is right now. I feel like that's something Chesapeake could potentially exploit. Perkins driving inside, got it.
There it is.
Exactly like that. And Chesapeake rattled off a quick 5-0 run to bring it back to a 1-score game. They won't go down easy. Here's Glenn, thought about the 3, passed it up, gave it to Shoemaker. Now he gets back to Glenn. He doesn't pass it up this time, and he drills it. Curtis Glenn with the beautiful 3. And it's a 6-point lead once again for the Falcons. And he almost got a steal. They got to go quick, and they get a timeout. Smart coaching there from Stephen Ader to potentially quell the 10-second call. And it's a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. What are the early observations in this one? 21-15, Minford on top.
I think that Minford defensively so far in this game has been everywhere that they need to be. They played very lights out on that side of the basketball so far. But outside of the moment that you just said, Ethan, they're leaving the paint wide open for Chesapeake. But it's not a bad decision. Minford has the height advantage in this game with the 2 smaller guards in both Perkins and Kearns getting quality minutes for Chesapeake, and that leaves the inside of the paint wide open. Now, are you going to be able to get inside that paint? Are you going to be able to draw contact, get the shot to fall from those layups? Because they've been tough, very contested so far on the inside from Minford. They've done defensively, so we'll see how that plays out. Chesapeake, I think obviously you have more success when you get to the cup because it's easier high percentage shots to make, but Minford's just doing a good job to stymie them so far defensively.
Panthers will go back to work now after getting out of jail a little bit there. Nice timeout by Coach Stephen Ader, again, who's boatloads of experience himself, been at a number of schools in and around the SEO. As now Perkins driving, slashing to the hoop, didn't get it. That's off Shoemaker, I believe it is. So a good fight there by Frecka just to make things difficult. Frecka is the tallest player on the court. Shoemaker's close at about 6'2", 6'3".
Kaiser's 6'6". He's the tallest.
Oh, no, yeah, Kaiser taller than Frecka. As Kazee gets it now, being defended by Montgomery. Nice kick out to the corner. Kearns is able to get it. Gets it to Frecka at the free throw line. Got to get rid of it.
Good defense.
And he does.
Just good defense right now from Minford. They get a round of applause from their student section for it. I agree with them. Good defense here.
Frecka spinning inside, fade away, got it in the foul. You can play great defense for so long, And then kids can turn around and hit shots like that. They get a blocking foul on Shoemaker. Minford fans don't like it. And Frecka's got a chance to make it a one-possession game again.
To the line with the bonus, Carson Frecka.
And he gets the bonus bucket. So we're trading blows right now. These two heavyweights clashing at the convo. Montgomery driving inside, being defended by Perkins, dumps it off to Kaiser. Faked it, nice pass inside. Glenn underneath the basket, gets it to Montgomery who pulls up for three. That's off nothing. Rebounds a fight, and they get a jump ball. It's going to stay with Chesapeake.
Chesapeake possession.
And now here comes the press again. Minford have shot a lot of threes in this game, a lot more than we're used to seeing from them, to a varying degree of success. Montgomery hasn't had a lot of success from three. Frecka's got to get rid of it here, and Chesapeake's got to go.
Montgomery still doesn't have a field goal in this game,
Yeah.
Ethan. The only really leading scorer is Kaiser. He's done all the heavy lifting with 13 so
He's got
far.
13. Kazee to the cup. Got it. 1 point game. Kazee had a pretty quiet second quarter until then.
It's just a mismatch right there. They had Reeder on him. He said, I'll take it myself. Low ISO ball, rise and fire. You're going to get that every single time when you're the taller man.
And Kazee has been great so far throughout these playoffs and tonight. As Kearns almost got Reeder, and Reeder kind of spun away for a second, and they get a timeout. On Minford. Chesapeake fans loving it. And they're back to within a point. 21-20. It's been a good one so far. You're watching high school basketball on Total Media Sports. Back at the convo here, Kaiser and Montgomery getting things going. They got to get Miles Montgomery going, and now that's a foul on Kearns. That's his third. He's going to have to check out now. He's frustrated with himself.
He's going to give quality minutes there to Plants. Yeah, that's tough there for Kearns. He had that big three. He's also got 2 rebounds to his credit so far, so he's been scrapping when needed.
They're going to have to rely now on Plants, who the level doesn't drop very much, if at all, when Plants is on the floor. He's a good player. And here he is playing defense on Shoemaker. Shoemaker gets it to Reeder, and it goes back to Bennett Kaiser. Kaiser being defended by Kazee, pulling up, stepping back, and that shot is so elite.
Nothing you can do about that.
Absolutely nothing. That was great defense from Kazee. And Kaiser just rises above him, uses that full 6'6" frame, and drills the two-pointer right in his face.
I think Kaiser, like I said, that he might be the X factor in the game. Him, Kazee, and Montgomery, 3 best players on the floor, but Kazee's ability, his length is really the difference.
Kazee steps back for the tie. Yup, in his face. And Maddox Kazee raises right back to Bennett Kaiser. Right now, these two going to war. Montgomery driving inside, pulling up. Doesn't get the roll, and it was poked out of Kazee's hands by Glenn. And it will be Chesapeake basketball in a tie game, 23-23. Shoemaker will check out for Glockner. Cade Glockner back in now. Purple and white faithful for Chesapeake getting loud now. As Kazee trying to go coast to coast, put it up, tough shot, doesn't go. And he's a little bit slow getting up off the floor, but he's okay now. Kaiser driving, he gets it to an easy deuce for Reeder, who was all alone.
From Bennett Kaiser.
Now the pace picking up a little bit here as Stacker Gets it back. Gives it off to Plants. Plants gets it to Kazee, being defended by Reeder. This is that mismatch we talked about size-wise. He'll drive on him, spin, and there's Glenn who fouls him, and that's Glenn's third. So now another player in some foul trouble.
We'll see if they go deeper on their bench here. I mean, you got to
no,
check
actually,
them out.
I'm not.
No, it's Reeder.
They don't get it on
call
Glenn.
Reeder.
They get it
Wow,
on Reeder.
They're lucky. They're lucky. I thought it was Glenn.
So that's still Reeder's second, so you got to be careful now. It's a 2-point game. Here's Kazee taking the lead. No, he can't. And the rebound is eventually snagged by Miles Montgomery. Down all the way to the cup. Doesn't get the roll. Hasn't been his day so far, Miles Montgomery. Those usually fall for him. And now Perkins has to get it off to Kazee. Kazee into the corner for Thacker. Pass was a little bit in front of him. He might have had a catch and shoot opportunity had he caught the pass cleanly. Gets it back to Thacker. Minute 30 to go, and this has been a razor-thin matchup.
Glenn and Frecka right now on that right block,
Yeah.
or left block, excuse me.
Frecka's
They're
got a
scrapping.
size advantage.
They're scrapping down there.
It's a slight one, but he does have a size advantage.
Keep it here.
I think they're going to keep it here.
Yes.
Glockner was adamant that was off Chesapeake. Adamant.
The two referees were there, and they both saw it.
Yeah.
The one was more toward the scores table, and the one was on baseline, so they obviously had the best view of it.
Yeah, again, Minford have played some good defense so far in this matchup, but Chesapeake have answered the bell a few times as well on both ends of the floor. And again, not much separating these two right now. As Frecka picks up the basketball, gets it to Kazee. Minute and 4 seconds to go. A really entertaining first half. Great battle between two really good schools and really good basketball teams. Under a minute now. Kazee still controls at the logo. Now he'll drive inside. Putting it up, goes over the basket, and Kaiser snags the rebound. Back the other way he goes. Trying to go coast to coast. Yes, sir. Bennett Kaiser's taken over 17 points in the first half. Now Perkins almost lost it. Now he gets it back. Got a lucky bounce there. Swinging into the corner for Thacker. Plants and Thacker go back and forth. Now Thacker for three. No good. Fight for the rebound secured by Reeder. 21 seconds to go. All the way down the court, too strong. And Montgomery kind of just pointed and said, hey, we could have taken the final shot there.
That's why you got to find your guards in that situation. That's why you have a transition.
Yep.
You run those drills
now
in practice.
Chesapeake have a chance to take the final shot most likely.
You run those drills in practice where you run that transition offense and say, all right, what are we doing once we get the rebound? Who am I finding here? Who's my outlet?
Kazee gets it over. 10 seconds here. Great first half. Minford leads it by 4. They'll likely lead it at the break, but Chesapeake with a chance to cut into that deficit. Kazee puts it up. Got it. So good. What a first half from Maddox Kazee.
And
he's running to the wrong locker room, but we'll give him that.
they're too used to it. He's too used to being in that locker room. They've been in that locker room the past three games here. So
what a great ending to the first half, and this one is on a knife edge as we hit the locker room. Minford by 2, 27-25. Don't go anywhere. We'll have first half reactions when we come back. Listen to high school basketball on Total Media Sports.
When every second counts, trust Emergency Medical Transport of Ohio. Covering Scioto, Pike, and Adams County, we're ready for any transport need. 911 emergencies, hospital transfers, dialysis, nursing home transports, and more. Safe, reliable, and always prepared. Our team is dedicated to getting you to where you need to be when you need to be there, because your care is our priority. Emergency Medical Transport of Ohio, ready when you need us. Serving Scioto, Pike, and Adams County. Call today or learn more online.
Hungry for something amazing? Sully's in the Valley is now open in Beaver, serving up the best flavors around, from sizzling brick oven pizzas to what might be the best Reuben in Ohio. Every bite is made with top quality, high-grade ingredients, fresh, flavorful, and crafted to perfection. Sully's is your new go-to spot. Come see what everyone's talking about. Sully's in the Valley, now open in Beaver.
In life's most challenging moments, turn to the compassionate staff at Cox Burkett Funeral Home in Beaver, Ohio. Whether you're facing an unexpected loss or considering pre-planned arrangements, the team is here to assist you every step of the way. You will be guided through all aspects of the arrangement process with care and understanding. At Cox Burkett Funeral Home in Beaver, they're there to support you in creating a service that honors and celebrates the life of your loved one. Cox Burkett Funeral Home, where compassion meets understanding. Call anytime.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
Are you feeling the chill or battling the heat? Look no further than Austin Heating and Cooling, your one-stop solution for all your HVAC needs. Serving Beaver, Ohio and beyond, we offer complete residential and light commercial services, including HVAC installation, repairs, and maintenance. But that's not all. Partnered with Village Construction and Septic, we provide comprehensive solutions from walk-in coolers to wood boilers, plumbing, and even camper services. With over 15 years of experience, you can trust us to keep you comfortable all year round. Call Corey Austin at 835-1365 or find us on Facebook. Austin Heating and Cooling, your comfort is our priority.
Looking for a day packed with family fun? Look no further than Long's Retreat Family Resort. Make a splash in the lake or zoom down our water slides. Rent a paddle boat or canoe or challenge your friends to a round of mini golf. With go-karts, a video arcade, classic carousel, and more, there's something for everyone. Planning a birthday party, family reunion, or company picnic? Our shelter houses are perfect for your next gathering. Want to turn the fun into a getaway? Stay the night in one of our 31 cozy cabin rentals. Get away for the day in Latham, Ohio. Visit longsretreat.com for hours, pricing, and reservations. Long's Retreat Family Resort, where summer fun begins.
All right, we were muted. Welcome back to the Convocation Center. I'm Ethan Sargent. Cade Williamson's over here to my left. What a first half that was. Really fun game we got going on here. Minford's up 27-25. Bennett Kaiser been carrying most of the heavy weight so far for the Falcons. He's got 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. And Maddox Kazie's been right there with him. He's got 12.
Yeah, I mean, these two have taken over this basketball game, especially at the end of that first half. The two of them really dominated there with Kaiser. His ability to just rise and fire over everybody else. He honestly,
so good.
I will not lie, he might be the most talented player that we've seen down here over the entire stretch. Him and Alex Reese, as well as Kazee, Montgomery. I mean, obviously you've got a couple talented players in the Division IV games that we saw with guys like Gator Nichols. We've seen a lot of talent, but with Kaiser's size, that's what I think is just the X factor of him over everybody else, is because he's 6'6" and he can shoot from the outside, he can get to the bucket, he can get anywhere. He dominates the rebounds, he dominates the board. He has taken over in this basketball game.
And it's not just the size.
Correct.
That's the craziest part about it is, like, you know, if you're 6'6", right, especially in high school basketball where, you know, the size, it's not like the college game where, you know, everybody's tall, right? So you could use that and just kind of sit inside and just beat people like that. No, he is a playmaker. He can make his own shot. He can pull up. He's so good. He had 2 threes. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a guy that could do so many things, and he can beat you in so many different ways. It's such a difficult thing to stop. And Miles Montgomery's been quiet. It's kind of the opposite side of the story for Minford.
No
he
field
still
goals.
hasn't made a field goal. His only 2 points are off 2 free throws. So if Minford could get him going, it could spell doom for Chesapeake. But right now, Chesapeake doing a great job defensively, especially on Montgomery. They've had a great game plan, and they're right in this basketball game.
Yeah, they are. They've been in this basketball game. It was back and forth. I mean, Minford obviously got it out to that 18-10 lead. That 8-point difference is the largest lead that we've seen today so far. But it switched up a bit there around the halftime. In the last 4 minutes or so, Chesapeake, I mean, because he couldn't miss down the stretch. He was doing very similar play of what we saw from Kaiser, where he had a smaller man. It was usually Reeder that was guarding him. He would go up on the right, rise and fire, easy two from the baseline, would get it to fall. That's what we've seen so far from the two of them in this game. But the question that I have is who else is going to step up? Montgomery isn't going to go the entire game without a field goal, so you know that he's going to eventually get going in the second half of your Chesapeake. Who is going to step up in this basketball game for you? That's a big point. Obviously, you've seen Perkins with 7 here at halftime. He's got 7 points, but most of them have been free throws. It's been from the free throw line. When will he step up and get somebody else step up? We've seen Kearns hit a 3. He shot well with that 3 from the outside. That's the big trouble right now. There's a lot of foul trouble for both these teams. Shoemaker with 2 fouls. Glenn with 2 fouls for Minford. On the opposite way, you see Dacker with 2 fouls. You see Kearns with 3 fouls. Where is that going to go in this basketball game? How are both of these teams going to stay out of foul trouble, play good defense, but not get charged?
Reeder has 3 fouls as well, or 2 fouls as well, excuse me. So really, really good second half on tap. Make sure you don't go anywhere. You're watching high school basketball right here on Total Media Sports. We'll be right back in just a second for the second half.
Looking for a day packed with family fun? Look no.
Looking for a delicious and healthy way to fuel your day? Look no further than DRN Nutrition in Piketon, Ohio. Energizing teas to protein-packed shakes. We've got the perfect boost to keep you going. Whether you're on the move or just craving something. Looking for a delicious and healthy way to fuel your day? Look no further than DRN Nutrition in Piketon, Ohio. Energizing teas to protein-packed shakes. We've got the perfect boost to keep you going. Whether you're on the move or just craving something tasty, we have flavors you'll love and nutrition your body needs. Find us at 703 Southwest Street, Piketon, or call us at 740-835-6695 to order ahead. Join the DRN Nutrition family today and sip your way to better energy, better health, and a better you.
A proud sponsor of Eastern Pike Local School Sports, Chase Brown Law, LLC is your trusted attorney in Waverly, Ohio. Whether it's real estate, closings, title searches, estate planning, probate, child custody, or divorce, we're here to help. Visit us at 112 West 3rd Street or call 740-947-2176. Chase Brown Law, your partner in navigating life's legal complexities.
Craving something delicious? Carson's Corner Pizza has you covered. From our cheesy, freshly baked pizzas to sizzling potato skins loaded with crispy bacon and melted cheddar, every bite is a flavor explosion. Want wings? We've got them. Salads? Of course. Calzones? You bet. And don't forget the best fried mushrooms in town. Skip the wait. Order online at carsonscornerspizza.com or call 740-289-1300. Carson's Corner Pizza, where every bite is better than the last.
Second half incoming here from the convo, and it's a nail-biter. 2-point game. Minford leads it over Chesapeake at the moment. But we are far from done. 16 minutes of basketball separates one of these two schools from the Final Four in Division 5.
Last game of the day.
Yeah, last basketball game at the Convo for a long while.
Till November.
Yeah, where the Bobcats will be back in action. There, of course, their season continues this upcoming week at the Mid-American Conference Tournament in Cleveland. Bobcats are the 5th overall seed in Cleveland, and they're just 3 games away from the NCAA tournament if they can find a way to win them. But the issue's been winning away from this building. They lost their last 2 games, lost to Eastern Michigan and then lost to Toledo. And they'll play that Toledo team as well on Thursday, and that'll be the quarterfinal matchup. Ohio's made the MAC semifinals, I believe, each of the last 5 years.
Yeah. No, all the times that I've been down here, they made the MAC semifinals.
Struggle's been getting past that round for the Bobcats as we're back underway here at the Convo. Almost lost it there, did Kaiser. Now he'll swing it all the way across. Glockner for 3, no good. And Kazee snags the rebound. Got really good physical attributes, this Kazee. Now this one's tipped. Perkins stops on a dime, is able to grab it. Now he'll shuck up a 3, no good. And the rebound, Plants with an effort to keep that in. What a job.
And what a work there before Plants even saved it. Frecka worked out of bounds and tipped it back in.
Yeah, a couple of guys working. It kind of looked like that the save at the end zone by the Patriots a couple years ago when Rex Burkhead flung himself into the end zone to save it. Frecka spinning, no good. Rebound by Reeder. And Reeder will kick it out. Here's Montgomery for 3, no good. His off shooting night continues. And Chesapeake will go back down the floor. He's got double team now. That was a risky pass from Kazee, and Reeder right on hand to intercept it. Here goes Montgomery, and they get a held ball. So it'll stay with Chesapeake.
I like that call.
Chesapeake possession.
I mean, that's Montgomery's bread and butter, though, is trying to get to the cup, and they've done, you talked about it, Ethan, putting Frecka on the inside. It's worked to wonders in this basketball
really slowed
game
him
for
down.
the
And
Panthers.
Kaiser's still getting his on the outside, but they've done the job of slowing down one of that dynamic two-headed monster that Minford has. Now Perkins takes it up the floor for Chesapeake. Still no points here. So we're a minute and a half in to the second half. There's Plants in the corner. Kern starts the second half on the bench with the 3 fouls. Inside to Perkins. There's Caden Perkins on the outside. Had 17 points in that win over Martins Ferry. Now he gets it up, doesn't get the roll. It's a good shot, just didn't go down. And Minford will bring it back up the floor. Here's Kaiser. Got Kazee to step off, and he missed it.
Nothing but air
Got
on
nothing.
that one.
And the crowd in purple lets him know.
I mean, we talked about it. This isn't Minford's game. They don't shoot it from the outside, and it's going to bite you deep into the tournament if you aren't going to be a team that can shoot from the outside. At this point, the way the game of basketball is played, you have to be able to hit threes from the outside, and it's just been a tough night for Minford. But
yeah, shooting just
not their game.
23% from outside. Frecka gets it back to Kazee still. I mean, we're 2 minutes into this half, and not a single point's been scored by either team. Kazee trying to change that. He'll go to the cup. No good. And Ader wanted a foul on the sideline. He's remonstrating to the referee. Here's Montgomery. Gets it off to Reeder. Reeder quickly into Kaiser. They got the switch. Kaiser on Plants to get a double team. And now they got Glockner in the corner. Glockner drives inside. Out to Shoemaker, who's wide open for 3. He can hit him, and he does.
He's really the only one that can hit him on this squad. I mean, you saw one from Glenn, but Shoemaker is, the big man. He's able to shoot it from the outside.
First points of the second half go Minford's way. It's a 5-point lead. Perkins had Reeder slip in there, but Reeder nicely right back up on his feet. Now Perkins inside, and they get a foul.
Reeder's
and
third.
Perkins will shoot 2.
If it is against Reeder, that's his 3rd.
Not a great possession there for Reeder as he fell over and picks up a foul.
It's not like they can get Glenn in this game too often either because he has 2.
Yeah, he was very lucky to get away with it the last time.
Perkins at the line. 2 shots.
And Perkins so far in this game,
He's got 7 points. I mean, what, 5 of them have been from the line?
3.
He misses the first one. 3.
He missed, as you mentioned, missed the first one. It's first missed free throw for Chesapeake in this game. Now we're going to see Glenn check in.
Yeah, Glenn will take Reeder out with the 3 fouls.
And that's interesting defensively because Reeder's had the tough task of guarding Kazee for a majority of this game.
Yeah, and Kazee's won a lot of those battles. Reeder has gotten his a few times. Perkins will try to make the second free throw here, and he misses them both, but Kazee's able to snag the rebound and doesn't get the shot. Put too much mustard on it. Now Montgomery will drive inside. Here's Shoemaker, another 3. Yup. Timeout, Chesapeake. Tied for the largest lead of the game for Minford. And it's an 8-0 run or a 6-0 run, excuse me, to start the third quarter. We'll step aside. Here, you're watching high school basketball on Total Media Sports.
Attention DIYers and pros. Whether you're fixing buildings or upgrading, Williams Hardware has what you need. From power tools to plumbing supplies, paint to patio gear, we've got it all. Need expert advice? Our friendly staff is ready to help. Stop by Williams Hardware today, where quality meets service and the job gets done right. Williams Hardware, your hometown hardware store. Built on trust.
Hungry for something amazing? Sully's in the Valley is now open in Beaver, serving up the best flavors around, from sizzling brick oven pizzas to what might be the best Reuben in Ohio. Every bite is made with top quality, high-grade ingredients, fresh, flavorful, and crafted to perfection. Sully's is your new go-to spot. Come see what everyone's talking about. Sully's in the Valley, now open in Beaver.
Minford have wrestled momentum in this second half, and it's behind. Jackson Shoemaker hit a couple of threes on back-to-back possessions to extend the lead to 8, which is tied for the largest of the game. They led it 18-10 at one point.
And he just improved their three-point percentage up 10 percentage points in that situation. Was shooting 23 from 3, and now they're shooting 33 from 3 with those 2 from Shoemaker.
Chesapeake got to get one here in the basket, as Perkins missed a couple of free throws. Frecka's wide open. If he gets it to him, almost a 5 count there. Very close. And Kazee nearly lost it. It'll be Chesapeake basketball. And honestly, probably the best case scenario there for the Panthers, as Minford's pressure was telling.
That's their biggest trouble in this game, is they've struggled bringing the ball up the floor and finding somebody to handle the basketball in these situations, as we're going to see Plants immediately check out of the basketball.
Hearns is back in. He's got to be careful with the 3. Chesapeake feel like when they were down 8 originally, Kearns hit that big 3. Kearns was open there on the deep cut. Frecka opted to keep the basketball. Now almost lost it. Got to get over the stripe, and they do. And we get a timeout. It'll be 30 seconds. We'll stay here. Man, just a couple of really difficult offensive possessions there, as Minford's pressure just causing all manner of issues.
I mean, you just wasted 2 timeouts in a span of 10 seconds of game clock there if you're Chesapeake. You can't do that in this situation.
I'm not sure if I like that timeout as well, because Perkins was getting through.
They were going through. They were in the front court there. Now you only have 2 remaining halfway through the third quarter. Not even halfway through the third quarter. I don't know. We'll see what Chesapeake will decide to do here. But they have had some troubles handling the basketball and bringing it up the floor. And
well, now they'll be in the front court here for this inbound. Kazee will inbound it, and now Perkins will have a little bit less pressure this time, which I'm sure he'll appreciate. He takes it over. And Chesapeake just in desperate need of a bucket. They haven't scored yet in the second half. There've only been 2 field goals this whole half, except they've both been 3s. They've both been Jackson Shoemaker from Minford. Here's Kazee, or excuse me, not Kazee, Frecka. Gets it off to Thacker, being defended by Kaiser. Patient basketball here from Chesapeake. Gotta try and find number 22 in Maddox Kazee.
Good defensive set right here from Minford.
Very good. And right now, Chesapeake struggling to find any sort of openings. Here's Kearns at the right elbow and back out to Frecka. Still no openings. Frecka's got to pick up his dribble, which he does. And now there's that half-court pressure, which is so good for Minford. They're so well drilled on it. Because he's got the basketball. Montgomery had a couple of pokes at it.
Second one should have been a foul. I think he got way too much wrist there.
Thacker with a nice spin inside. And it's back out to Perkins. Minford playing great defense right now.
And we're seeing the face guarding against Kazee. That's the reason why. They've taken the ball out of Kazee's hands this entire possession.
Perkins Got the great cut from Kazee, and he doesn't get it, but he gets his own rebound, put it up, and he doesn't get the call either.
It was a block. It was blocked by, it was Kaiser on the inside.
Yep. And again, for all his offensive talents, he's still a menace defensively. How about the hot hand for three? That time he gets nothing. Glenn tried to dive to keep it out. Was unsuccessful. Keep it in, excuse me. Chesapeake right now not shooting as well from the field as I think they'd like. Only 33%, both from the field and from three. There's that pressure again, and they get it over. There's Frecka. There to help, and they get it to Kazee. Not a bad idea to have him hold it at the start to eliminate that face guarding. Maybe he'll try and drive to the cup. He gets the screen from Frecka. They get the mismatch here. Kazee on Shoemaker. Kazee with a nice kick to Thacker. Thacker stops inside, rejected by Kaiser. They get a foul, though, and a couple of free throws coming for Thacker. That's Kaiser's second foul.
Kaiser with a foul, his second team foul.
Chesapeake's got to figure out some type of offensive set.
They got to score. They haven't scored this entire quarter.
The offensive sets here in this third quarter have been way too slow to develop, way too slow. It's allowing Minford to really recover defensively.
They are on the board now in the second half.
It's allowed Minford to recover defensively here and first points for Thacker, by the way. But that's what happens when you take too much time.
Very good point.
You need to go quicker here if you're Chesapeake.
Thacker gets them both, and they needed them. 6-point game, 33-27. It's been a low-scoring quarter for both teams, particularly Chesapeake. This is still a battle, and it's still just a two-possession game. Montgomery pulls from three, no good. He struggled from three, but Kaiser snags the rebound, dumps it off to Glockner. Off the glass, no good. Shoemaker gets the rebound. He puts it up and gets it. Minford faithful wanted a foul inside, didn't get it. And it's Shoemaker takeover here for Minford.
What a second half for him. Shoemaker started a huge stepped up. He's got all of his 4 rebounds in the second half, all of his points in the second half. He's putting quality minutes on the floor.
Pulls from three, no good. And again, there's Shoemaker with another rebound. Montgomery to the cup. No good, but he'll get a foul.
Still no field goals for Montgomery in this game, but it hasn't mattered. Somebody else has stepped up, and that man is Shoemaker.
Yeah, Kaiser, of course, fantastic in that first half. Chesapeake with no field goals in the second half. Just the 2 free throws from Thacker is all they have to show for right now, their third quarter efforts, as Montgomery drills the first free throw.
All 3 of his points have been from the line.
Again, it hasn't been vintage from Miles Montgomery, but he won't care. Right now, his team's up by 9. And Chesapeake got to be careful here, because you let Minford get too far out of sight, you're in trouble. And it is a double-digit lead, largest of the game for the Falcons, for either team. Got to just cut this to a 6 or so point lead before the fourth quarter comes in here. You got to just get one in the bucket. You got to score a field goal here, as Frecka looked for the cut from Kearns. Instead, he dumps it back out. And again, these slow-moving offensive sets aren't really working right now for Chesapeake. They're going to have to make an adjustment or two.
They've looked very lethargic with this offense here.
Here's
in the second
Perkins
half.
cutting inside. Pazer poked it away. Here comes Kaiser back down the floor. Nice dish inside. Got it. What a quarter from Jackson Shoemaker. And that's an offensive foul. Third on Thacker.
That's
And
where
it's unraveling.
That's where you want that 30-second timeout right here if you're Chesapeake.
I just heard Miles Montgomery. I didn't hear. I watched him mouth, "We want it more."
I think they do. I mean,
At this
the way that
moment-
the third quarter's been playing out, they do. Chesapeake has no field goals.
Yeah, it's
no
been a
field
struggle.
goals still.
It's been a struggle. The defensive adjustments at halftime from Minford were absolutely fantastic. Coach Shoemaker did a fantastic job.
And Chesapeake is likely going to go this entire third quarter without a field goal.
Yeah, and just 2
in
points.
a regional final matchup.
Yeah,
Wild.
that's the worst possible time to go cold. Here's Montgomery driving inside, and he lost it.
Maybe they will get a field goal. Maybe I
They'll
spoke
have a
too soon.
chance. at the very least. 20 seconds. And the pressure and the defensive intensity for Minford is just, again, causing all manner of issues. And again, just hesitation right now.
Way too slow. Just way too slow, trailing by 10
And you're
right now.
9 seconds. You're down by 12. Now Perkins has it. 4 seconds. Got to go. Got it for Thacker. That's off, I think. Yeah. What a third quarter from the Minford Falcons. Held Chesapeake to 2 points. Jackson Shoemaker had 10 in that quarter alone. As Minford, 12 points to the good as we head to the fourth quarter. You're watching high school basketball on Total Media Sports.
When every second counts, trust Emergency Medical Transport of Ohio. Covering Scioto, Pike, and Adams County, we're ready for any transport need. 911 emergencies, hospital transfers, dialysis, nursing home transports, and more. Safe, reliable, and always prepared. Our team is dedicated to getting you to where you need to be when you need to be there, because your care is our priority. Emergency Medical Transport of Ohio, ready when you need us. Serving Scioto, Pike, and Adams County. Call today or learn more on.
Discover the ultimate destination for custom apparel at Elizabeth's Custom Tees. Specializing in direct-to-film and printed apparel and top-notch embroidery, we bring your designs to life with crisp vibrancy. From sports team to businesses, we got you covered. Our embroidery services offer a classic, high-quality finish. Whether it's clothing or accessories, we customize it all. Serving Beaver, Ohio, and beyond.
You're watching Total Media Sports coverage of the OHSAA Convo Tournament. Don't forget to subscribe for more local sports content.
We appreciate everybody tuning into this high school basketball matchup, and everybody who's tuned in all season long as we've begun our streaming journey here on Total Media Sports. Rapidly growing and expanding, and this will be far from the last basketball game we cover over the course of the next few years and beyond. Again, football season just around the corner, and we'll again be hard at work getting to all your high school sports right here on Total Media Sports. Here's Montgomery. He'll spin inside, drive to the cup, and he just, again, it has been his night, but there's Shoemaker. What a job. We talked about guys stepping up. We talked about it for Chesapeake, them needing somebody. Well, that somebody has stepped up in red and white, and his name is Jackson Shoemaker.
12 points in this second half, 7 rebounds now. All of those stats have been in the second half for him. He's been fantastic in this third quarter and even beyond to start this fourth.
Thacker spinning inside, no good. The shooting woes for Chesapeake continue. Kaiser to the cup, got it.
It'd be crazy to say that that's his first points in the second half.
Yeah, he was quiet in that third quarter. It was all Shoemaker. There's Freckey. Perkins is wide open on the cut if he finds him. And now he does, and he'll be fouled. Perkins got hit in the face. And he'll shoot 2.
It'll be the second there, I believe, on Glockner.
Yep.
Perkins missed his last 2.
He did. Now he's got something in his eye, which might not be the most ideal thing for him here with him about to shoot free throws. Remember LeBron a couple years ago in the first ever play-in tournament hitting that 3 with, he said he saw 3 rims against the Warriors. And he missed the first one there.
Yeah, 0 for his last 3 from the stripe is Perkins. All in the second half.
Yeah, Chesapeake just not finding the ball into the cup right now as Perkins does make the second one. Montgomery and Kaiser now trade the basketball. Glenn gets it out to Montgomery. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Chesapeake needs to find some help. Montgomery to the cup. Still can't get it, but he will be fouled. And if that's Thacker, it's his 4th.
So if you would have told me, it is against Thacker, that is his 4th, but if you would have told me that with 6:26 left to go in the fourth quarter, and Chesapeake had limited Miles Montgomery to 4 points, and no field goals. I would have told you the Panthers would be ahead. Not the case right now. Minford, I mean, obviously Shoemaker's performance in that third quarter really was the difference, but still no second half field goals for Chesapeake. None.
Yeah, the defensive adjustments from Coach Shoemaker were fantastic. And really, it's the difference in the game. It was a 2-point game at halftime. And just elite stuff defensively from Minford. They have confounded Chesapeake since the halftime break. Kazee, quiet, no points in the second half. As Montgomery, even the ones that shouldn't go in, go in. That one took 3 bounces off the rim, still went down. So elite from the free throw line. And that one is perfect.
It's been perfect from the line today, hasn't it?
Yeah, all 6 of them. Of those points for Montgomery have been from the line, as now Minford steal it away. There's the pressure. Perkins got himself into trouble there in the corner. Minford will call a timeout. And the crowd on its feet here at the Convo. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. You're watching high school basketball on Total Media Sports. Minford by 17.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
You're watching Total Media Sports coverage of the OHSAA Convo Tournament. Don't forget to subscribe for more local sports content.
Well, Chesapeake trail by 17. Minford have pulled away in this second half. Chesapeake just 3 points since the break.
No field goals so far is the story of this second half for the Panthers. Defensively, Minford has locked down
It's
Maddox
an
Kazee.
18-3 run since the start of the second half for Minford, and right now Chesapeake staring down the barrel of elimination.
Minford's looking for their first state Final Four in school history.
There, went for the lob, and it will be off of nobody, I think.
Kaiser touched it last.
Did touch Kaiser. Thacker had to be quite careful down there with the 4 fouls. Back to Kearns, the full court pressure again causing so many issues. And there's here's transition opportunity. And again,
Good
Montgomery
defense.
just pokes it away. Now Montgomery, they got 3-on-1. The lob to Kaiser, the dunk!
Raise the roof.
And bring the house down.
The Falcon faithful can feel it right now. They can sense that they're going to be making a trip up Route 7 to 77 and all the way to St. Clairsville.
What a dunk. What a performance for Bennett Kaiser. Kazee for 3, no good. Glockner with the rebound.
Still no field goals for Chesapeake. 29% from the floor now.
Montgomery, there's the start.
First. Waiting all day to say that. Chesapeake just can't break this press.
No, they can't.
They don't have the guards that are able to handle this basketball because they're undersized. That's what happens with the size.
There's a deep 3 from Kearns, no good. And Kaiser's able to snag the rebound over Kazee. Kaiser now pulls up, no good. Got his own rebound off the glass, no good again. wanted a foul. And now official will call a timeout because Kazie's shoe is untied. Reeder will check back into the game for Glenn. Minford are inching closer. And again, what an unbelievable defensive effort in the second half from this squad. And Chesapeake were right there in the first half, blow for blow, stride for stride. It was a 2-point game at halftime. And since the break, it has been all Minford, entirely the Falcons on top. As Frecka now will pull up in the mid-range, no good. Rebound Kaiser. They just can't score right now.
Talk about a lid. This is a vault on top of the bucket.
They got
right
a padlock up there for Chesapeake as their season is looking in increasing danger now with 4 minutes and 15 seconds to play here at the Convo. And it still will be a great season regardless, but it will be tough if this is how it ends. Kaiser spinning. Montgomery at the left elbow. He's got Kazie on him, ducks by him, nice, or thought it was a nice pass into the corner, and it was tipped actually by Kazie. Well, we're under halfway here in this fourth quarter. Glockner gets it back to Montgomery. Good closeout there for Perkins. Now Montgomery tried to get inside, and he was fouled. It's going to go against Perkins. It's his first foul.
Miles Montgomery at the line. 2 to take.
Montgomery with a chance to become the third Minford scorer in double digits. Free
That's
throws
the
that
day right
shouldn't
there.
even go in, shouldn't even think about going in, go in for Miles Montgomery. That took 5 bounces, and that one takes 2. Minford up by 23 now. Kazie to the cup. Got it in the foul, finally.
Took them 4 minutes and 4 minutes and trying to count
Almost
it up in
12 game minutes.
Yes, almost 12 game minutes. Over 12 game minutes. Almost 12 and a half minutes in the second half for them to finally get a bucket.
Yeah, they scored a couple of free throws. But that's the first make of the second half from the field. And Kazie drills that to make it a 20-point game. Montgomery's got a clear route to the hoop, and he takes it with authority.
Drive. Basket.
Montgomery's starting to heat up now. He's got 12.
Really don't even need it at this point with a 22-point lead.
Now, the other interesting thing for those of you at home who are watching, watch Montgomery during the play. He's so vocal. Kaiser with the steal. This could be another housewarming.
Steal. Drive.
And they're going to get a tech.
How funny is that? Oh, man. What else do we need? Come on, man.
I think that's silly.
Come on, man. What are we doing?
I think it's silly.
Let the kids play. Let the kids play.
He's
Kaiser
firing
riles
up.
the crowd. Let the kids play, man. He's got to run out. Clear path. He's not hurting anybody. Let him play.
I think they got him for hanging just a half second too long. And
I don't know where the second's from. Or even the half second. He didn't.
It wasn't.
Long.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You get 3 seconds to hang on to the rim. You get 3 seconds. And I thought it was 2.
No vulgar gesture.
No,
you know.
Just slammed it home and said, here's the exclamation point.
Yeah.
We're going to the Final Four.
I think it's silly. Perkins makes the second free throw. He missed the first. And Chesapeake will retain the basketball after the technical foul was assessed. What a great performance from Bennett Kaiser. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. He does have 4 fouls, so he could potentially foul out of this game. Perkins got it again. They can't run their offense like they did in the first half, as there's a foul. That'll be on Reeder, I believe. If it's on Reeder, it's his 4th. It is. And Glenn's going to check back in here. Chesapeake shooting free throws the rest of the way.
We'll have 2 shots to take.
Minford's got the 4 fouls as Perkins drills the first free throw.
Curtis Glenn re-enters for Ashton Reeder. Dennis Scarberry coming to the game for the first time.
I think Chesapeake's trying to get their seniors.
Yeah, a couple more moments. Kazee checks out. Again, what a great season for Maddox Kazee.
He's
just
not
a
done,
sophomore.
folks.
He's
He's
got
not
a lot
done.
more to come. Like you said, Cade, he is a really special player. And Chesapeake's got a star in number 22. Perkins puts up the second free throw. Peyton Muncie checks into the game now, and Caden Perkins will check out, and he will wrap up his career. Or no, excuse me. No, he's got another year. So, again, that's
Only
the really
junior.
good thing
They're
about this
young.
Chesapeake squad. This is a young team. They'll be back.
Kearns and Plants are their only seniors. They're a young
So
squad.
2 starters will leave, and, well, actually, no, only 1 starter because Plants comes off the bench. So they got a lot of talent, this Chesapeake squad, and you have to think that this loss, as it will likely be here, will do nothing but motivate this squad to potentially take that next step next year, as it was for Minford. Think about where this Minford squad's been the last 2 years. Lost in the district final 2 years in a row. And obviously they're losing 2 really talented seniors this upcoming offseason. Kaiser and Montgomery both done.
Shoemaker, Glockner, 2 other starters that
Yeah,
they will
4 of the
lose.
5 of the starters out. So Minford going to be a much different outfit in 2025 and 26. As we push on here, Kaiser, and have you seen anything about what Kaiser's doing at the next level?
I haven't seen anything from him. I know that
Montgomery's
Montgomery's
going to play at
West
Liberty. Yep.
Liberty.
It's going to be a foul. We're going to get this one on Scarberry.
And Scarberry with the foul. That's his first. Team 4th.
And Minford now also shooting free throws the rest of the way here. And, I mean, you look up at the numbers, right, just 29% from the field. And, I mean, I'm not sure what the second half split on that number is going to be. It's not going to be a pretty one for Chesapeake. Here's Shoemaker for an exclamation point. No good. Tip in from a couple of people. Doesn't go. And Chesapeake will retain the basketball underneath.
See who this foul's against. If it's against Kaiser, he'd foul out of the game.
It
is. How funny is that?
Bennett Kaiser.
I don't think he knows.
Personal foul.
I don't think he cares, to be completely honest with you.
I still don't think he knows that he's out of the game. I mean, I think he might have been coming out anyway here because Minford's about to empty the bench. Kearns is going to shoot free throws here, and here comes all those changes. Kaiser, Montgomery. Look at the height.
I know it, man.
They're
First
going to their
time.
first Final Four. Look at the emotion there in that hug. Some of those seniors coming off the floor, and a regional title, the first in Minford's history. And then on the other side for Chesapeake, some emotion there from Drew Plants, the senior. Oh, all right, cool. He's going to play at Southeastern University.
Nova
Bennett Kaiser.
Southeastern.
Oh, is that what is it? Division II, Division III?
I'm not sure. I've
never
never
heard
heard
of
of
that, yeah.
Nova Southeastern before.
I will say they're getting a stud. They're getting an absolute stud in Bennett Kaiser. Here's a 3. No good. That was Ethan Cordell.
2 minutes to the Final Four.
There's a 3 from Chesapeake, no good. Off the bench is Andy Chapman, the freshman, and somebody who might play a little bit next year. Inside now, he's got it. Spinning, shooting, doesn't get the roll. And Glenn's got it now. Again, just when you think about where this game was at halftime and the difference.
It was a 2-point game at halftime.
It was.
Chesapeake's only scored 9
points and a half.
Or excuse me, 11 points.
And now Kearns will check out, a final senior for Chesapeake. Purple, faithful on their feet.
And his brother will be the one to check in for him.
That's a nice moment.
That's his second, the 15 foul. Curtis Glenn at the line, double bonus.
Minford's been perfect so far in the second half from the line, by the way. Watch me jinx it. How funny is that?
Oh, man. There's a lot of emotion on the Chesapeake sideline right now. Carson Freck has got his head in his hands. Kazee. There's Kearns, a lot of emotion there. Again, when you get so far and you come up short at the final moment, it hurts. But again, you said this team is young.
They are.
You have a feeling that they're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon, especially with guys like Kazee and Perkins around. As there's a fight for the ball underneath the basket, it'll be retained by Chesapeake. And yeah, you got to think that they'll look to just run it back with a lot of the same guys. It'll be a lot of familiar faces at the Convocation Center next year if they can make it that far. You have to think that they'll be looking to do so, as that one's put up and it'll be a foul. So we'll shoot a couple more free throws. It'll be Scarberry. He's got a nice little mullet there. He'll be at the line. Again, you see the joy of victory, the agony of defeat. As Scarberry puts that one up and in. A couple more Chesapeake bench players are going to come on in here in a second. It's going to be Andrew Isaacs, Logan Clay, and Jackson Spittler, a couple of underclassmen there. Going to get a few minutes here at the Convo. Always a cool moment, even if it's just for a moment. Getting to play on a college court. Scarberry's second free throw, no good. Nice rebound inside, and he doesn't get the roll. Now here's a three-point attempt, and it's well short. And in the fight for the basketball, it's off of Spittler, and it will be Minford basketball. 34 seconds to play. And you can hear the Minford faithful. Final four is the chant. They're going for the first time in their history. As now a couple of offensive rebounds, and eventually it's secured by Chesapeake. 16 seconds here at the Convo. There's a late three. How about putting that up and in? Purple crowd loves that, as that's Isaacs. And Minford, for the first time in their history, are going to the Final Four. Years of heartbreak, years of coming up just short, can all be forgotten now as they are moving on to the Final Four. What a year for this Minford squad. They built it, this senior-heavy, senior-experienced squad. They have been here and failed before, and that's the mark of a great team. They have been here and failed, and they come back for the third year in a row to the Convocation Center, and now they can celebrate. And they are not done yet either. Some great basketball games still to come for this squad. Some tough teams still left in Division 5 should they
You're telling me.
potentially move on.
Yeah, here's your award for winning your first, or making your first ever state Final Four. You got to go play Lutheran East. You know, one of the best teams of the past 10 years or so. Actually, just historically, Lutheran East. I mean, the Lou.
Oh, great! Yeah,
the
always a problem.
They
Lutheran
are.
East. And
They
then,
are a problem.
should you beat them, you could have to face one of the last two unbeaten schools in Ohio high school basketball in what is a dominant Columbus Academy.
Yeah, I mean, Columbus Academy plays Summit Country Day.
Or a really good
Yeah.
Summit Country Day school.
I mean,
if they can pull the upset.
Like I said, I was up there at ODU last night at Columbus watching Columbus Academy play, and I'll tell you, I can tell why that team's undefeated. That team is talented, uber talented. Oh, they're deep. I don't think they had a man in their starting lineup that was under 6 feet tall. So, hey, the mighty Minford Falcons, they'll have to keep punching,
They will.
keep going, and that's the best that you can ask for from a squad like that.
And they very well could punch well above their weight and maybe win a first state championship in school history. We'll turn it over now to Lou Horvath as we're doing the championship ceremony.
Sixth man, Drew Plants. And your starters, Big Carson Frecker. Philip Thacker. Smooth Maddox Disease. Caden Perkins. And your senior, Ethan Kearns. Head coach, Steve Ader, and his staff. It's been a strong and successful season, and they are your regional runners-up, Chesapeake. And now, they are regional champs. They are heading to the Final Four. They are the mighty Minford Falcons. Please come forward as I call your name. Cole Darby. Carter Frazee. Wyatt Dyer. I got you. Ethan Cordell. Colt Donahoe. Mark Napier. Tate Johnson. Ty Borland. Maddox Porter. Supreme sixth man, Curtis Glenn. And your starters, Kate Glockner, Ashton Reeder, Big Jackson Shoemaker, your field general, Miles Montgomery, High Point Man, and in the sky, Bennett Kaiser. Head coach, Josh Shoemaker and his staff. The regional
Looking for a delicious and healthy way to fuel your day? Look no further than DRN Nutrition in Piketon, Ohio. Energizing teas to protein-packed shakes, we've got the perfect boost to keep you going. Whether you're on the move or just craving something tasty, we have flavors you'll love and nutrition your body needs. Find us at 703 Southwest Street, Piketon, or call us at 740-835-6695 to order ahead. Join the DRN Nutrition family today and sip your way to better energy, better health, and a better you.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
We're back at the Convocation Center for one final time. I'm Ethan Sargent. That's Cade Williamson, and Minford are your Division 5 Region 19 champs. They take down Chesapeake 55-40. They're cutting down the nets over there to my right. A memento forever. They'll need some space in that trophy cabinet for that one, because that is one that matters a whole lot. Their first ever regional crown. The difference in this game was that third quarter.
Yes, it really was in this basketball game. Minford just dominated that third quarter, limited Chesapeake to no field goals at all that entire quarter, and only 3 points all from the charity stripe. Shoemaker, man, what a performance from him in that third quarter. He had 12 points and 6 rebounds, all in that third quarter alone. Huge stepped up in that basketball game, and him and his Minford Falcons will be moving on to face a tough foe in Lutheran East out in St. Clairsville next Saturday at 4 p.m. for a state Final Four matchup. We're at that time.
First time that Minford fans can ever say that they're in the state Final Four. So a big night of partying down by the Kentucky border surely in store for the Minford faithful. Let's talk a little bit about Chesapeake. Obviously their season comes to a close in a fashion that they would not have liked, but a lot to be positive about for the future of this team.
Yeah, very young squad. Obviously Maddox Kazee, only a sophomore in this squad. Only lose one starter in Ethan Kearns and one guy off the bench in Drew Plant. So they'll be back. I'm sure that this squad will be back here. We'll probably see them in the convo around this time, at least around the district time when it comes for Chesapeake. Maybe they'll be able to get up over the hump. Last year they were a solid squad overall, were the Panthers. I believe they won the OBC last year. They tied at the top with Fairland. Fairland obviously took both the victories this year. The Dragons and the Panthers the past couple years have really gone tit for tat.
They're probably going to go for it again next year as well. So going to be a really fun one. Let's preview briefly for some of the Minford fans that are still hanging around with us what they can expect in this next matchup. A difficult one against Lutheran East.
Talk about a team that is decorated. Talk about a program that is decorated. Lutheran East has been one of the better, I would say, smaller schools. I use that term lightly in a sense, because a lot of those Division 5 schools are really the best from Division 3 when it was back and forth. And Lutheran East has been a dominant program overall. I mean, 2 years ago they won a state title in Division 3. Last year, I believe they got knocked out a little earlier than expected in the regional final, but they're back again. That team is back. The Lou is back, and they're looking for yet another state title. You have yet another Final Four appearance. But, hey, sometimes you got to root for the underdog in Minford. First
Minford
ever.
will have less experience in that spot, but, again, the talent is unquestioned with these guys. So, obviously, we'll see Bennett Kaiser, Miles Montgomery. They'll go up to Steubenville. That'll be a fun game.
St. Clairsville.
St. Clairsville, you're right. That'll be a great game to watch over at the Echo Center. Should be a good one there for Minford, but they've got their hands full. As our final broadcast here of the basketball season on Total Media, we really appreciate everybody who's tuned into any of our games throughout the season. Huge shout out to our crew, our guys that help make all this possible, everybody involved. You guys do an amazing job, and we really appreciate all of you out there who help make this possible as well to get basketball onto your screens. And this is really just the first year of Total Media diving into this, and we hope it is the first of many. For Cade Williamson, I'm Ethan Sargent saying so long for the convo. From one final time, it's off to the state Final Four for the Minford Falcons. They take down Chesapeake